I think that composing has to be very free. Today, at least, is what I'm thinking. 40 years ago, I was what? I did not agree with the megaphonic language, hesitated from Schoenberg, Lennon, and so on and so forth, because I thought it was too restrictive. There were kind of rules, for instance, to have the 12 tones in a row, but not repeating them. Then all sorts of constraints that were not from Schoenberg perhaps, but really from Weber, as I remember. And it hurt my feelings about music, which I thought had to be different, but not under a Weltanschauung. So, why the probabilities? Because I was attracted by them, which had never been used in music except for some tossing that did Mozart, which I did know about them, and that was it. There are many things that I wrote without knowing exactly how they should sound. No, I knew how they should sound, but maybe not actual how the sound was. But I tried that, because somebody that doesn't try is finished. I didn't care for the rules. I wanted the general landscape with many things in them which were not formally coming one from the other one. So there could be gaps in between the sections of the thoughts, but that was not important. Problem was the discourse, the sound discourse. And even if I wrote a predetermined piece, that predetermined piece could have failures, that is not following the exact theoretical path of it, but depending on the acoustical result. And that was much more interesting and important for me at that time. The computer was something new. The first one that used the computers was in the Iliac suite by Hiller. But he did the program for a, let's say, a kind of traditional music. What was important for me was to use the machine in a different way, so I did several pieces, like the ST for orchestra, which was almost never played. It was a challenge, how to get interesting things, but with probabilities, and for small number of instruments or for larger orchestra. But then now I am working with a computer in a different way. This is at that time, because there were new things and I wanted to be in correspondence with new things, that is, with their own logic. And so, for instance, today I can write a kind of music that is not at all calculated, that is theoretically put down on paper, but it is free because I made myself. I trained myself that way. So you have to be very careful about your training, because if you are trained in some domain, like the people of the conservatories, then you cannot escape that. It's very difficult. So you have to be from the beginning and to the end, until you die, free. That means rejecting the older things. That is even forgetting the older pieces that you wrote. So this is not, it's a challenge. It's not easy, but it's interesting. There are birds outside.
Yes.
And what is important to understand is that probabilities are something that escapes the formulation of a scientific formulation of it. You cannot put it down and really, for instance, when you play, you toss a coin, heads or tails, there is no rule to that. It can't be. If there is a rule, then it's not probability, it's not stochastic. And that is very important for more complicated, more complex things. And at that I was attracted and interested. Because I thought that many happenings on the Earth, in myself and in general in the universe, as much as I knew about it at that time, was of that kind of things, of, let's say, logic. You write the music, or you do a painting, or whatever, an architecture, and at a given time, it has a certain significance, and the people understand that significance at that time. And then the time goes by, and the attitude of the people that have learned that either they are too old, or they have changed, the young people, and they don't understand the same things. There are other things in that piece that you have done, architecture or music or whatever, that come up suddenly, and they are important for the new generations of people. And if they are in the same tendency, then they say you are a fine man or so and so forth, or they build you a statue, or they forget you completely. There are many things like that even in sciences, in mathematics. I remember that I have not done studies at the conservatory. I had some studies, traditional studies, tonal music and so on and so forth, with a man that was from Russia, from Caucasus.
That was still in Greece?
That was in Greece, yes. And he was, well, a very good composer in traditional sense. But when I started again, I always wanted to do music. For the first time I wanted to play good piano. I didn't succeed in that. This is why I said, well, maybe I should do some composition, because I was bad pianist. I have written about theoretical aspects of it. For instance, in the formalized music that I brought here, you have chapters of different essence in them, including the last ones with program music, in sound synthesis.
Because,
but they are not analysis of, or in general, broad sense. I did that, yes.
I feel that since the last 25 years, you've become freer. And you said that before. You said that before. Music needs to be very free.
That's right, yes. But you also changed. You know, you were young at that time.
Yes, of course.
So
but I changed to a point, because I still don't like your early pieces as much now.
Oh,
even now. I still prefer your pieces after a certain. I still can't come to terms with the ST pieces, for instance.
ST pieces, what?
I still don't like them.
I don't like them myself.
Ah.